You're beneath contempt. You haven't enough character for that. You dissolute, conceited, vagrant.
You have done what I particularly asked you not to do.
Oh, what a fool you are! With all your brains and your feelings, while you're all tied up in knots, you can't see anything straight.
I'd give anything in the world to see him just once, flat on his back, with all that ego knocked out of him.
Nights like this are made for love, and not for work.
And I started telling him how we did it, and finally he sasays, look at the palms of my hand. He says, they're all damp.
Say something nice.
You faker.
Of course, there's no use trying to fool yourself. They don't see any differences. It's just black and white to them.
The acclaim crossed political barriers. Hollywood's silent films had now become the world's single most powerful cultural influence.
The only real unhappiness in life is losing a man. Of course, if he dies, well, that's a different matter. If you lose him that way, well, you know it isn't your fault.
I can see him now, walking back to his room, alone. Lying there all night and thinking, what's the use of ever getting up again?
My, how we all miss being killed in our sleep. You know, death isn't nature's greatest mistake. Falling in love is. Because if we didn't do that, all the misery of life would be cut right out of it. But my goodness, there wouldn't be any fun either. So what are you going to do about it?
They could show them everywhere in the world. Anywhere, it didn't matter what the language was. They were pantomime. Now at last we were all one people all around the world, and we had one language. And Hollywood was it.
Well, why not? I think it's a tremendous contrast. Think of me being flogged in the darkness. I scream, suddenly the lights go on, and the audience discovers me on the floor in this gorgeous dress.
Women can't fool women about women.
You bet they can't.
You smoke too much.
That's my business.
Nothing else can pull a man and a woman through the ghastly job of living together.
This makes you 3 times sharper than you would be without it.
You got me all a fluffer.
Now you have to remember this was long ago, and when ladies and little girls especially were brought up to believe that the human body simply does not exist between the upper thigh and the shoulder. There's a blank.
Whenever I start to tell a story, you finish it. If I go on a diet, you lose the weight. If I have a cold, you cough. And if we should ever have a baby, I'm not so sure I'd be the mother.
At the moment, life in Warsaw is going on as normally as ever. But suddenly something seems to have happened. Are those Poles seeing a ghost? Why does this car suddenly stop? Everybody seems to be staring in one direction. People seem to be frightened, even terrified, some flabbergasted. Can it be true? It must be true, no doubt. The man with the little mustache, Adolf Hitler.
So you like me?
I don't know. I ain't had time to dislike you. That lavender water sure gets my nanny.
Ooh, they bring out all the Peter Pan that's in me. Oh, you don't know anything about women.
Oh, yes, I do. All kinds. Good and bad, straight and loose. Some of the loose ones are the best. They're honest anyway. After all, a man's home is his castle, even if it is on wheels.
Why should you expect everything just as you want it? Life is a matter of half portions. Nobody ever gets everything complete. You're demanding the moon like a high school girl looking through a window.
Take a good whiff.
Do you use narcotics? Huh? Do you use narcotics? Sure. What? Oh.
I don't care whether you live or die. I hate you.
Oh, come on and dance. There's something about that moon out there that gives you fidgety feet.
Happy times are here again, all the skies are blue, again. Happy times are here, happy times are here.
Don't you see, marriage is a superstition. It's old-fashioned.
No early American influence in my bedroom. That's one place I'm going to let go and express myself. I couldn't become a stockholder right now.
You could take an option on me for 30 days.
What's the price?
A kiss?
Sorry, but when I make that kind of a deposit, I want to own the stock outright.
Say, what's the idea of this? Remember, a joke's a joke, but he who laughs last, laughs, I betcha.
You're very amusing.
Same to you.
And we never saw anything. Never did. I mean, honestly, really, truly, and weren't supposed to. And suddenly here are a lot of naked men who didn't give a damn about taking their pants off or whatever and getting into whatever they were going home in, and they just did it. Well, don't look, said Mother, don't look. It's as though we were sinking on a ship, and she said, keep a stiff upper lip and just keep your mind on God.
What you are, I wouldn't eat. How dare you call me a ham?
I've eaten a lot of humble bread during the years I've been with you. An awful lot.
Does he ever do anything but gab and drink?
He's terribly busy. You heard him say he was going to a conference.
Conference? Blonde or brunette?
If business doesn't come first, it doesn't come at all.
They kept him supplied with more and more and more morphine.
I was born dead. I was born black and dead.
He goes where he's told. He does what he is told. Now that means everything from an injection of a forbidden drug to an abortion, and all things in between.
I cannot bear you. I'm afraid of you. Do with me what you like.
Why, he's nothing but a tramp. Why, Mother, you know Father wouldn't associate with a tramp. Why, your father's been associated with the tramp ever since I married him. I appeal to you as a gentleman.
I'm afraid you got me confused with somebody else. I'm a vagrant.
Anybody that takes wrestling seriously ought to have their head examined. To me, those Humpty Dumptys are just a bunch of laughs. They put on a great show, and that ends it as far as I'm concerned. I don't want any part of your racket.
You must waste quite a bit of time.
Oh, yes, I love to waste time.
My father happened to be the midwife. My poor mother gave birth to me at 7 months. Well, Dad, not knowing what to do better, took me outside. This was in February, imagine. In Oklahoma, it's very cold. He took me outside to the edge of the lake, cracked off the ice, dunked me in, and brought me to life.
A film that nobody except you and me and about 10,000 other people know about.
And of course, when you see the wonders today, if you can catapult yourself back to a little cracker box, so help me heaven, with 2 single seats, one in the front and one in the rear, you see.
Well, it's a natural thought.
Oh, a natural thought?
Well, I hope you don't misunderstand. I always, well, that is, you see, Colonel, I hope you don't doubt my... Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler! How good a policeman were you?
Best on the force, Miss Agnew. Crooked politics run me out, you see.
Some of the time.
3, the punk didn't take anything, and 4, the punk was no punk. He used a meat hook instead of a gun to make it look like a punk.
In addition to being the most unhealthy, you're easily the most treacherous man I've ever known.
I think we ought to throw these college punks out.
They can't keep real talent down forever.
Oh, well, don't you want to talk about something?
What are you doing here alone, girl child?
My daddy won't let you hurt me.
We'll see.